Diabetes devices in many ways really make diabetes easier. I've had diabetes a very long time, and when I stop and think back, what a different world it is now compared to what it was then, it's pretty startling.
I'd say that the data are pretty unequivocal at this point that certainly diabetes technology and diabetes devices seem to help both glycemic outcomes, which is something a lot of endocrinologists will pay attention to, but also the quality of life, which is what a lot of individuals living with diabetes are really looking for.
We know that diabetes devices work, but there are a lot of challenges to using them. We know that people can't always access them. We know that people can't always afford them. And we know that sometimes when they start them, they find parts of them that don't work great for their life. And what we realized was that there wasn't really a single place where people could go and understand what's available, what the features are, what are the benefits and potential drawbacks to these different devices. And so that's why we created DiabetesWise.
So DiabetesWise is a free, unbiased, data-driven website to help people with education and to get them access to diabetes devices. Our real only bias is just to get more people on devices.
We sought funding from the Helmsley Charitable Trust because we wanted to have a tool in DiabetesWise that wasn't tied to any kind of device manufacturer or technology funding. Also, we sit at Stanford University, where one of our missions is to educate and make people more aware of what's available to them.
Anyone can use it. You can just Google DiabetesWise or DiabetesWise Pro and you can find the website. You don't need a prescription to do it. You don't need any kind of access to use it.
What DiabetesWise does is in kind of an unbranded way, lets people learn, hear stories from others living with diabetes, and really take into consideration what they might want. And what's nice about the DiabetesWise Pro is clinicians can get kind of hands-on, real-time support down to the state that you're in and what insurance providers might or might not cover. What documentation do you need?
So when we created DiabetesWise, we thought it was really important to have members of our team be people with diabetes. We also thought it was really important to engage those healthcare professionals that work directly with people with diabetes, including endocrinologists, educators, nurses.
Because I actually have type 1 diabetes, I was very passionate about working in the field of diabetes, and I wanted to contribute to the community, seeing their improvements and with their A1C and glycemic variability really has made me super proud of my work here at DiabetesWise and at Stanford.
When we created DiabetesWise, we also wanted to generate data, learn from the various experiences that people have using devices and technology.
For the study, as we've discussed in the past,
I resisted going on any sort of device. I didn't want something attached to me. I had a doctor who had me wear a continuous glucose monitor for about a 3-day trial, and seeing in real time what something like a bagel did to my blood sugar was shocking. So that was really the turning point for me.
It's very clear that diabetes technology works, but it doesn't seem to work with and for all individuals. So my research focuses primarily on understanding where there are differences in individuals who hold minoritized identities. Why is it that when it works, it works? What keeps them hesitant? What encourages them to use it? And seeing if we can't build a system and a structure as a healthcare society.
My research focuses on interventions that support people living with diabetes from a familial, psychosocial, and device technology context. I find that oftentimes family and partners and friends are very supportive of diabetes device uptake. I think a trickier part is with providers. I think oftentimes a lot of providers are well-intentioned, but they may not necessarily have the awareness or resources to really encourage and get people the devices that they may want or need. And that is a really key part of DiabetesWise.
Having that sense of community backing you up and helping you answer questions, sharing experiences so you can figure out what would work best for you means you're going to find the right thing more quickly.
So one of our studies that we ran about DiabetesWise followed people with diabetes for 6 months and tried to understand how much the tool helped them. And we found that nearly 60% of them within that time period talked to their provider about a device, and that a third of them went on a device in that period of time.
It's imperative that people have the choice, they have the right over their own healthcare. And there's very few strategies that currently exist that allow people to do that and allow clinicians who are caring for those individuals to do that. And that's where I see DiabetesWise and DiabetesWise Pro sitting, and that's sort of why I'm so excited about this work and getting it out there.
People with diabetes deserve an unbiased view of diabetes devices, and I think that here at DiabetesWise we are providing just that. We hope that eventually people can choose a device that works for their lifestyle so that they can lead healthy and happy lives.